You already know. It's your boy, the Maniac. And this is the Michigan Wolverines versus the Washington Huskies recap. Now, with that being said, you know the slogan. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yesterday, Michigan came out victorious by beating the Washington Huskies by a score of 24-7. And look, man, this is exactly what we wanted to see. And I make it clear as day. Clear like the waters in the Bahamas. Clear like the waters in the Bahamas. I was nervous for this game, without a doubt. Based on what we saw last week against USC and going up against another high-powered offense, yeah, there was concerns, and rightfully so. Any Michigan fan should know that. But listen, man, the joke was on Sharon Moore. The joke was on Sharon Moore. He came with the workmanlike jacket, and they cooked him with memes the whole week, getting cooked. Hey, that's what happens when you lose. That's what happens when you lose. You get cooked. You get cooked. It is what it is. Defense played atrociously against USC. Just bad fundamentals, bad tackling, bad everything. It was just bad all across the board, even on the offensive side. But look, it's not about last week. It's about yesterday. It was about yesterday. And Michigan answered the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Who? Yeah, we here. Sharon, you, salute to you. Same way I said, listen, you got to fix things up. They fixed it. They fixed it. Now, buy it. Was it clean? The whole game? Absolutely not. But let's start with the offense. Man, offensively, Michigan was without their leading rusher and Justice Hayes. Jordan Marshall gets the start, which we know was 1A, 1B. So I don't think none of us was really nervous about Jordan Marshall being the running back. But we wanted to see two different styles, kind of. I think Justice Hayes has better vision. But Jordan Marshall answered the bell, too. 133 yards and a touchdown. Offensive line, I'm not going to say it was a phenomenal performance, but it was very, very good performance, man. Exactly what we needed. There was times Bryce was under pressure, but not constantly. Bryce went 21 for 27, 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Listen, say what you want. There's a lot of haters there's out there. But when you watch Bryce play, man, this guy's ahead of his time, man. And he had like 3 drops, man. 3 drops. 2 was absolutely in their hands. The third one, you could say, the tight end Marshall, it was there, but at the end of the day, a drop is a drop. So Bryce again, week in and week out, man. Week in and week out, he gets better. And this looked like this was all Chip Lindsey yesterday. Yeah, it looks like Sharon said, you know what? I did hire you to be the OC. Do what you do, brother. Do what you do. Do what you do. And he did what he did. Now, people are going to say, he only had 14 points going into the fourth quarter. Yes, true. But the point is the way the offense looked. We was moving the ball. We moved the ball against Andrew Marsh, another touchdown back-to-back weeks. The guy is becoming a star, and he's a true freshman. So that is phenomenal news because we get him for 2 more years, right? And also the tight ends. The tight ends. Where you been all my life? The tight ends got busy yesterday. The tight ends got busy. Chip Lindsey, he loves using his tight ends. This is why I could tell this was Chip. This was all Chip. Chip was eating. Now, I would say this. Very good, over 400 yards in total offense, almost 200 yards rushing, again, over 200 yards passing. So that's the kind of balance you want in your offense week in and week out, regardless who they play. So Michigan definitely had that balance. But we want if there's a negative about the offense, right? Two, we leaving too much food on the plate. And what I mean by that, when we drove to the red zone and they stopped us on 4th and 1, we left points on the board. We left points. And Savada, I'm going to add you into the offense. I know your special teams, but he misses another kick. That's four kicks I believe he missed already. 4 or 5. He only had like 3 or 4 the whole last season. The whole last season, he was kicking way more field goals. So I don't know what's going on with Zavada. I just hope if he's in a situation to kick a field goal for Michigan to win, that he hits that, man. Come on, Zavada. I don't know if that got to his head, but there's something off with him. He's not the same kicker that we saw last season. So that was that. Then another possession towards the end where we get turnover on downs. We got to like the 3-4 yard line and we sputtered. End up hitting the field goal to make it 24-7, and that was pretty much done. But again, it's not complaining. It's just saying that when we play the Ohio State, because that's the best team we have left on the schedule. Can't sleep on nobody any given Saturday. But I'm talking about Ohio State. Those opportunities are going to be there. Are we kicking field goals or are we scoring 7? Will be the difference between winning and losing that game. I'm telling you right now. So the red zone offense has to get better, man. Has to get a little better. But nonetheless, the offense did what they had to do. Shout to you, Bryce, Marsh, bro. Just beautiful. Samaj, another drop pass, bro. Listen, I'm not going to slander no player, but I would say that the coaching staff has to look deep and either give Channing Goodwin another try. McCully Marsh Goodwin. McCully Marsh Browder. Let's do that. But Samaj, we might have to just put some special plays in for him. He does catch. He's just not consistent. And we need consistency, man. That could be the difference between winning and losing. That 4th-and-1 play, what a call. He catches that, he's off to the races. Or at least he gets caught like on the 4-3 yard line. But he drops it. Something he's been doing all year. So, Samaj, come on, my brother. Back to the jugs. Everybody, back to the jugs. Defense. Let's talk about the defense. Defense was MVP. The defense was the MVP of this game. We went up against a team that was the number 1 scoring second half team, the Washington Huskies. The number 1 team scoring and outscoring their opponents in the 4th quarter. They scored 0 in the second half, man. Michigan held them to 0 points in the second half. 3 interceptions. Should have been 4. Hill on the first possession, bro, that was your pick 6. We haven't had one this year. And I was telling, shout to my brother May, shout to my brother Johnny in the group chat. I say, yo, bro, when we gonna get a pick 6? It was right there, bro. It was right there. Gotta make those plays, man. Gotta make it. Look, defensive line, and you notice, no Brandon Hillman. Again, I love Brandon Hillman, but he's not our best tackler. We know that. He's our hardest hitter, without a doubt. But the tackling, he hasn't been up there. So they benched him. Mason Curtis. Here comes Mason Curtis. And everything just looked much better. Defensive line in position. Tackling. Maybe 1 or 2 missed tackles, but nothing crazy. Everybody was disciplined. Damon Williams Jr., he couldn't really do much, man. He really couldn't do much yesterday. Even with his feet, he had a couple of runs. Look, Washington's second drive, where he hit Boston for that big play. Buried Zeke in perfect position. But bad angle. He took a bad angle. He caught the ball. Defense held them. They missed the field goal. There you go. You're going to give up plays. Washington's explosive. Any team they play, they're going to move the ball. So I wasn't really mad. But after that, they had maybe one more big play. When they scored that touchdown, man, it was 2nd and 19. 2nd and 19, we give up like a 27-yard pass right down the middle. But again, it's Washington. They're going to give up plays. You just don't want to see them in those moments, man. But that was pretty much it. Cole Sullivan, man. That dude is a dog. He's leading our team in interceptions. He's a linebacker, man. That's 3 interceptions for that bull already. 3 interceptions. Shout to you. Jimmy Roder. The linebackers, bro, this was the best game the linebackers played all season. Shout to you, Ernest Hausman. Because we've been on your bumper, bro. We've been on your bumper. Because you just wasn't playing. Washington's first possession, the first running play they ran, he met Jonah. He didn't even meet him at the hole. He took it to him. I said, there we go. I already knew. I said, yeah, Ernest came to play. He was all over the field. Jimmy Roller, interception. And it was an athletic interception. And so was Cole Sullivan's, man. Two linebackers, 2 great interceptions. Those wasn't easy. That wasn't just sitting there and it just fell in his hand. They had to extend and catch. Samaj, take some notes over there. But this defense, man, play their asses. They heard the criticism all week. They seen their coach getting cooked all week. There's Jack Tuttle. He's on social media saying there's a locker room issue. There's a culture issue. So it looked like it was going to be a bad game for me. Look, just not looking good. Right? And you don't got Justice Hayes, who has been our MVP on offense. Hands down, no debating. But we got it done. So that does show you, man, this team has character. This team has fight. This team has dog in them. And that's what I wanted to see. Exactly what I wanted to see. I don't care if the score was 14-7 going into the 4th quarter. We got it done. So anyway, that first interception by Cole Sullivan, very next play, Jordan Marshall up the middle, zone read, touchdown. That's what you do with a turnover. That was a time where we capitalize in the red zone. That's what you want to do with a turnover. Once you do that, you want to make that team pay, and we made them pay. And it kind of, you could see the air kind of coming out of them. Even though it was a 1-possession game, you could see the air coming out of Washington after that. Like a next possession, Jimmy Roder by it, and that was two 17-yard passes back to back, which the first one was where Zeke took a bad angle on the tackle, which was one of the ones we missed. He has to kind of get his feet under him, man. It's kind of happened a little too often, but nonetheless, the team got it done. Odin's interception, man, that was just a gift. Who was that? It looked like that was Boston, went through his hands and just landed on Odin while he's on the floor, man. So Merry Christmas to him in October. That gave the defense 3 interceptions, man. And that continues Michigan streak. Defense causing a turnover in every single game this season. So the defense has been getting to it, just hasn't been consistent. The D-line, man, yeah, they wasn't a sack machine unit, but they were getting to the quarterback, and we did have a couple of sacks, and they couldn't run the ball. Jonah Coleman couldn't really do nothing with the exception of a run or two. He was in check, man. So Michigan gets it done 24-7. If I'm Sharon Moore, listen, hey, I'm not, guys, good job. Everyone back here tomorrow. Coach, back here tomorrow. Ain't no time to get comfortable. We have a lot of work to do, man. We got a rivalry game coming up. Then we got to bye Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland. And then you know who we ended with. There's no time to get comfortable, Sharon. As a matter of fact, you should be hungrier. Like, no. You know what? This is far from the best. that we could show. If you think this is the best you saw from Michigan, you're mistaken. The best is yet to come. That's what we need. Stay hungry. Whole coaching staff. Yeah, we clap it up. We got the win. You know, high fives here and there, but that's it. Let's get back to work. Let's get better, man. Let's get better. Let's go on the road and let's dominate a game from beginning to end, which we haven't done this year. Let it be against Sparty, because that's who we got next week. So coaching staff, shout to you. You guys did it. Same way y'all got cooked last week. Same way y'all get the praise, man. O-line. We lost Evan Link. That looks like a season-ending injury. But you know what? Blake Frazier came in. He played well. Next man up, man. Next man up. Unfortunately, the last 2 seasons, this team has been made out of glass, bro. And y'all know that's just facts. This team has been made out of glass the last 2 seasons. When this season is over, one position coach that has to be evaluated along with many is the strength and conditioning. We got to get this together. We can't have this year in and year out, man. We just can't. So, again, Michigan gets it done 24-7, moves their record to 5-2 overall, 3-1 in the Big Ten. Everything's still in front of them, man. Everything's still in front of them. You win out, you in the playoffs. You win out, you in the playoffs. You win out, you're probably in the Big Ten title game. We'll see how it all plays out, man. But that's the recap. It's your boy, the Maniac, and go blue. And I'm out. 1.